Welcome everybody to another night of VCS English. We have two very, very important matches tonight when it comes to the standings for the rest of the split and looking into the postseason. With me, I am Mabinogi, and with me are Clockwork and Your Way. Your Way, a regular fixture, and everyone knows him. Clockwork becoming a much more regular fixture, and everyone loves him. He's here. He's here to cringe. We didn't really need more of it, but we got it.
Take that back. You always need more.
We need more of it. All right. But as I said, these two matches, very important to the standings. Your Way, as we bring up these standings, tell us these two teams have what they need to do, what these games mean, how these games matter, what they're looking to do.
So important to note here, in terms of game score, they are very close to each other, 10 to 19 and 11 to 19, so just one game apart from each other. But BTS, of course, has one more serious one. So as long as BTS can stay a series ahead of Flash, game score will not matter in this league. We decide everything by series score. So even though Flash has been resurging and gotten a lot of game victories, even against Cerberus last week, it's not enough until they can confirm the series victory. So today is their time to shine. Looking at the rest of their schedule, it's very hard for both of these teams, and both try to get the 6th place to avoid relegations. BTS's miracle run is kind of over, but they still want to at least continue the minor miracle of dodging relegations and sending Flash down there, the current champions, nonetheless. So Flash really needs to win today. BTS, with a win today, would move 2 series ahead of Flash. And even though we play 2 more series for every team next week, those are some very hard opponents for Flash to catch back up to BTS. So today, I will. It's not 100% sure, but I think today will decide the 6th place.
Clockwork.
Indeed. And the progression of these two teams has been sort of different despite the similar win rate, because BTS was looking like quite hot until a couple of weeks ago. But then the moment that their miracle run was over, suddenly the level of play has dropped incredibly for them. Whereas for Flash had lost hope like in the first 3 weeks of the split, but kept improving and is showing up and playing better and better as the split goes on. So the trajectories are different, and this is the crucial match when they need to clinch a win. They both know that the split is over for their playoff dreams, but now there's still something very, very important to play for, which is, getting your booty safe from the VCSB teams.
Yeah. And
indeed,
last time these two teams matched up, it was a Flash victory. It was their only victory in that first round robin. And we have to say, these teams, they tend to play very differently, and I think a good part of that comes down to the jungle matchup. Go ahead if you'd like to take us through your thoughts on Drakthar vs Meliodas.
Do we have the stats on the screen?
Yes, bring up the graphic.
So, Drakthar, as we can see, he has been one of the most improved players on BTS. BTS is a weird team, full of a lot of players we actually think improved a lot, looking at Elio. Even though he's in a little bit of a slump right now, at the start of the split looked great. But Drakthar is the one player I'm keeping my eyes on, because jungle is already a very exciting position in the VCS, and we can see his stats. They're kind of whatever. They don't really stand out too much. His KDA for a losing team is decent. His kill participation, 68%. Could be higher for a jungler, but it's also alright. But the most important part, I guess, is damage per minute, 355. So he's actually contributing quite a lot later on in the fights as well. Let's compare that to Meliodas on the other side. I would expect much higher KDA, because Meliodas so far has been very, very successful at staying alive. Even at the earlier parts of the season, kind of felt like he was disconnected to his team a little bit. You can see his goal difference and XP difference, especially the XP difference, is quite low. So he's behind in almost all the early games. His damage per minute slightly lower as well. So even though his KDA is much higher, all the other stats look similar or worse than Drakthar. So I'd say Meliodas right now is kind of struggling to find his footing, find his own, and find a way to impact games for Flash, even though individually, mechanically, and just positionally, he's having great games. Look at his KDA, almost 5 on a losing team, 9 games, 9 more losses than wins, I should say, and he's still putting out a 5 KDA, so that's very impressive. So I would like to see Meliodas improve a little bit on the early game impact. You can see his champs played 9 Lilia games, 9 Udyr games. He should be there to get ahead. He should be the one accelerating. It's not really reflecting in the stats. So that's the main thing I want to look at for this game.
Yeah, one stat not on there, which I probably should have asked for, is the first blood percentage. Meliodas not involved in only 24%, Drakthar nearly doubling him at 40%. But moving on from the jungle, Clockwork, is there any other matchups that really stand out to you as crucial to either team taking the victory?
I really want to see the bot lane in this match because we all know that Big Koro has been one very solid pillar for BTS composition and how they play the game. Basically, their main carries and always reliable, even if his champion pool is a bit small. Like he's played an unreal amount of Kai'Sa compared to any other AD carry pick. But BTS trusts Big Koro when it comes to carrying. And on the other side, we have DivKid, which, despite the initial performances in the split, which we were not impressed of, he was very much out of position and didn't really contribute to anything to the team. But now he's really improved and has come up very big. I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, he got a pentakill and always has been there for the team to carry. So Flash is coming together to make DivKid their carry, and it's working out. It's a recipe that is working, and I think it can prove effective even today, even if we know that Big Koro is not an easy opponent.
Yeah, and maybe to add on to that, the partners in the bot lane, also very interesting matchup, kind of going very different directions in terms of form. Palat starting off as the worst support by far of the league. The first round robin was really rough for him. He had so many misplays, but he's gotten better and better now. And Elio, the exact opposite trajectory, very strong in the early half, was the outstanding player for his team. But yesterday, he looked very rough into Taki. So this support matchup also very interesting to look at. If Palat can overcome Elio and can really show himself, cement himself in the better form. Because if you look at the solo queue ratings, Palat is currently rising and still doing very well for himself individually. So would like to see that translate into more team success as well.
And with all that mentioned, the matchups outlined, we can move on to predictions and see where we think the chips are going to fall, who's going to rock up the best. If we can see those shortly. I believe most of us have gone for Flash. Yes. Well, wow. We have no faith in BTS at all.
Absolutely none. To be honest, I won't be surprised if it was a 2-1 either way, because we know it's BTS and they always bring it to 3 games. But this thing, as I said earlier, has kind of waned, and now when BTS lose really fast and really hard. So I kind of resolved to put a 2-0 for Flash. Regardless, it should still be one of those close to zeros that are played until the very end. And I want to see BTS still showing that they care and they prepared for this specific match because their split is on the line.
Yeah, I changed my prediction yesterday from 2-1 Flash to 2-0 Flash just because of BTS's performance yesterday, which was very uninspiring to me. So I feel like they are on the downfall. They missed their chance at players, and now the players are probably not too excited anymore about the rest of the split. So okay. I think Flash is on the rise, BTS is on the fall, and Flash is going to overtake them pretty easily.
I guess I have to play the Korean stan advocate. I have to jump on board and say What about the mid lane, boys? Glory's just getting better and better, and Parquet's an Orianna one trick. Just ban it. And what does he do next? Not as much. Surely, if you look into your hearts and your souls and say, maybe I too can join the Drakthar fan club and take toasters into the bath. I don't know. Do we see that? Is there a chance?
Leave Rebel alone. He's asleep, okay?
I'm on his side here.
No, I mean, I respect Rebel's passion for Drakthar. I think he's really improved as a jungler. I don't think it's fair enough to believe in BTS anymore. Like, at this point, you would hope for Drakthar to be picked up by one of the higher standing teams, because it's time. It's time for some higher in the standings team to give him a chance. This split, he's really showed up, and I would be disappointed if he was, let's say, stuck in a lower end team for one more split.
Yeah, I feel like the problem with Percent and BTS is that they always show glimpses of hope. They always show that they could be competitive on their best behavior, on their best games, but then never really are able to consistently reach that level. At the start of the split, Elio was smurfing, but Glory was struggling. Now Glory is better, but Elio is back to not so great. So I would really like to see all the players come together and actually play on their greatest form for once. But it seems like Percent and now BTS will never really reach the same heights together. So,
unfortunately, those OG members of Percent, the ones that were actually there when they got into the league, share the same pool of skill, and only one can be good at a time. But let's go into the Champions Select and see what these teams are going to pick. I've got my shiny new button. In case that's a bad draft, it says no.
What does it do?
Nice.
It says no.
Nice.
Okay, very simple. And very simple, I keep these teams to keep their drafts simple. Because you don't need to play the most convoluted composition to work. This is a match where you just need to play your best, and you need to play your best with a comp that is simple to execute. So I hope both teams have this in mind, and they put themselves in a comfortable situation where they can use their skills at the best. And let's see what their picks are. I enjoy the Seraphine ban because it's disgusting champion, but Tristana is also open, which is a very impactful pick in this moment, in this patch. Flash do not go for the Tristana first pick, they go for the Udyr. There's no Hecarim open, so this is already a deviation from the pattern that we have seen recently of trading Udyr and Hecarim at the beginning.
Wow, they go Jinx over Tristana. No! What is happening?
Ooh, there is also
very unusual.
No!
Okay,
why are you picking Lily?
I don't really think it's a bad draft. If you know what. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to play Jinx is a little bit more late game oriented, a little more hyper carry than Tristana. Tristana more about the all-ins in the early game, more about the turret pushes. Is decent in late game too, but yeah, I don't hate BTS's approach. It's just a little bit weird to give Udyr and Tristana away.
Is Thresh disabled or something?
The Irelia into
that was an
okay.
insta-lock Irelia. Okay.
They are very confident, and that's TH playing, not
Yes.
Ryuk. So I'm really skeptic if this is going to work out, because Irelia is a very mechanically intensive champion, and TH hasn't shown the best performances on this champion. But I think it's a counter to Gnar, so supposedly
it is a hard
it
counter to Gnar,
yeah. Supposedly it's a wise pick here, at least partly, like in theory of champions. Now
they
we
were
see
very
some
confident with the pick as well. It was an insta-lock, basically. So
Yeah.
they had this planned from before. They were anticipating the Yoshino Gnar and are now going for the Aurelia counter. TH, I'm a little bit heartbroken over TH's career, because I was pretty excited for him when he was in QG as hero and was basically the best player, looked very good. for one split, and then maybe another half split on EVOS and stuff. But now he's really fallen off compared to the other top laners pool. So I believe he has the mechanical proficiency and ability to shine on champs like Aurelia. My biggest problem with him is more late game teamfight execution and like getting caught out all the time. So I think Aurelia for him, when you can just stomp the 1v1 matchup against Yoshino, could be an option to let Hero and now TH, of course, shine.
I remember the first time you had me as a guest was summer playoffs, and I watched EVOS in their playoff run in summer, and TH was playing a lot of Akali, which is also a very mechanically intensive champion, and he showed up on the pick, so I was very hyped for him. It has not delivered. We're seeing him struggling in these team fights, as you said. Flash going for something more team fighty indeed, and with the Galio Gnar could be a good combo. Also with the running in, they try to close the composition with the Nazir, which would make for a very well-rounded team fight composition, which has also some side lane threats for the late game. I'm starting to like Flash composition. Let's see how BTS close out their solution. Maybe I think they need a mid laner. Yeah, they go for the Lucian. Very AD heavy composition, but there's also the Lilia to balance the damage profile of the team. Let's see if it works out.
So especially with the two solo lane picks, I'm asking BTS once again why you didn't go for Tristana. Like, Tristana fits this competition so much better than Jinx. Jinx does not want to play with two volatile solo laners. She wants a tank in front of her, and she wants a mage beside her. That's how Jinx wants to teamfight. She does not want to collaborate with the likes of Lucian and Aurelia, so this is a strange draft. If you open Jinx, Lilia, I would not expect you to go for Aurelia and Lucian. Lucian is okay, and to a lesser extent, I think Lucian is kind of fine because he just wins mid lane, gives you a point of pressure. It's a very strong 2v2 in jungle and mid lane. But overall, the composition doesn't really come together as a team fighting squad. They might have to resort back to 1-3-1, which the bottom tier team in VCS might not be able to execute cleanly.
Yeah. Well, I think BTS here, their plan is to go for the lane victories and take as much lead in the early game as possible, and then try to run with it. So I think it's a very Meliodas will be the centerpiece for Flash to try to keep their solo lanes alive. If this works out, they can bring it to the team fights and then play it there. Otherwise, BTS might run away with the victory, but it also comes down to execution, as you said. Personally, I am putting my money again on Flash, because I think Yoshino and Pake, even despite the down moments, I don't think that they will lose lanes so hard that BTS runs away with it.
And your prediction, very quickly before we go.
Yeah, I agree. Flash, easier to execute composition. I'm not in love with their comp, but yeah, I think Flash got this one.
Alrighty, well, bringing us the play-by-play, welcome to the field every day. You get to talk
everybody.
About things.
I do get to talk about things. G'day. I definitely do agree with a lot of what has been said. I kind of feel like that Jinx pick was a bit of a pick away from Div Kid. He has been loving the pick recently. But that's, a bit silly when Tristana exists. So I definitely think that's a blunder in the draft. But BTS, I think you guys are writing them off a little bit. I actually don't think they're too bad in the end. I think it's come out all right. The issue being player skill.
So,
excuse me.
Yeah, I really like 4/5 of BTS's draft. They've got nice counter picks in the solo lanes. They've got a good AP jungler to match up with them. They have a really strong AD carry. Then they have a Leona. Now, and Leona doesn't pair particularly well with Jinx. Now, there's a whole reason they went for that, and that is because they didn't want to blind pick a Braum as a support, which is fair. It has a few really rough matchups, especially against a Tristana. But and then, they completely ignored the Thresh, and Thresh was able to be banned in that second priority. And you were giving up either the Irelia or the Thresh. And that's fair. But there are other counters to Gnar, in my opinion. And I think that is much more important. So it's much more important to take the Thresh. That's enough on the draft from me.
Do you notice something up in top lane? Tail Blades, nah.
Yep. I've seen this a few times up into tougher matchups. It gives you a bit more of that pressure in those really early levels against the Irelia, and it lets you sort of bully them down to a point where they can't really risk the all-in. It does hurt your scaling because you don't get that health stacking. It hurts your sustain, obviously. So it can backfire if you see Drakthar make his way up there, or TH gets a good sort of out of the bush engage. But
Glory gets a good trade there onto Parquet, controlling this mid lane, as we expect from the Lucian. Glory, been on an upswing recently. Oh, under the tower! Oh god, I task cursed him. Wow.
You said it! You said words!
Upswing! Oh my god, that was one of the worst dives I've seen in a very long time.
How dare you praise someone in Season 11?
Wow, that was...
It's Season 11. It is the year of Caster Curse. Globally. This... You see...
This is so silly. What are you doing, Glory?
So
Doesn't have Ignite?
So you see sort of what his plan is, like the quick 1-2, but he sort of sort of locks himself out with the Q spam, and that puts enough delay for Parquet to actually react and put up his shield with the dash, and it's complete backfire from Glory. His gun's misfired, it's exploded in his face, gunpowder everywhere. It's a disaster.
It's not good. It's a disaster. That was shocking. Really disappointed to see Glory do that. He was in a really good position. Didn't actually need the solo. You just control the wave. Like, obviously getting a kill is great, but it's not necessary. And now you've got the absolute disaster where you've given a kill up as Palette moves forward, and there's the hot board. Elio in trouble. DivKid resets the jump and will power away.
Yeah, good engage from the bot lane of Flash. Have very, very strong all-in. They almost pick up. Elio has to blow both of his summoners, the Ignite to help dissuade, but now in a very dangerous position, and this is a good start for Flash. They're getting off to a fantastic start, and that's generally where we probably expect them to sort of not have the strength in this game. They tend to be quite slow, whereas BTS tends to fight very well into the early game, and they are counted in most of their matchups, so it should be very good for BTS, as we see still getting that pressure down into the mid lane. The CS lead is still coming forth for Glory, but this top lane, it's not actually going so well.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is Irelia versus Gnar. This is an almost unwinnable matchup for the Gnar. It is so hard. This Hail of Blades does appear to be helping quite a lot. Has already gotten up to the steel caps as well. Yoshino is a pretty good top laner as well. In the past has been one of the best. But we'll have to come back to it. As Glory is caught, he is shuffled. Taken down. This Lucian pick just doesn't work in the VCS.
No, very aggressive use of the Flash. Very far forward. No vision on that top side. And that is where BTS, well, Glory in particular, was leading. Hovering towards that top side, which is not what you want to do. As Parquet is just going to zoop over the wall. Meliodas may end up having to sort of back away from the dragon if Drakthar pokes his head in, but no, bot lane coming up to support.
Ooh, that was very aggressive, Drakthar. Now you're going to get taunted, you're going to get slapped, and BTS, like, you guys realize you can dodge relegations by winning this? What the hell are we watching?
Yeah, that was really poor miscommunication. Did not get a ping
Glory
or anything.
And Drakthar, like, they've both used their flash to int.
Yep. Look, really poor communication. Did not say Palette is roaming up towards that dragon, and DivKid's gone in.
Yep, they have. Elio, he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get stepped on, and that will be a 4th kill picked up for the team of Flash. Big Koro can do nothing but watch his support die. This one is snowballing out of hand.
And these really young members on BTS, not quite rookies, but still, this is only their second split. They are sort of collapsing under the pressure It is not working out very well for them. And Big Curry, he's just watching his team fall apart. Glory's getting something back, though.
There we go. Glory does trade back, manages to solo kill Parquet, get a little bit of pride back, even though he is still behind in the lane.
Yeah, getting that kill back is very good. Being able to turn the pressure around onto Parquet. Let's see how he sets it up here. It's just Parquet stepping forward. Just very good use of the culling, landing most of the shots, and easy pickup for Glory. No jungler to counter it.
Well, it's interesting, because now Glory's gotten 2 solo kills. It's just unfortunate the first one was him.
Yeah.
Parquet didn't do anything in the first blood. He just went, oh, Glory, what the hell did you just do? He just watched him die.
Yeah, free money. I don't know. Just clearly, Comrade Glory just giving away the handouts to the poor Flash.
Oh my word. Let's talk about top for a little bit while we are looking at Yoshino. Because you might say, well, it's only 5 CS and there's a wave pushing to Irelia. However, Nah should be getting stopped in this matchup. The fact that Yoshino is able to play this fairly evenly is an indictment of TH. TH, they snap locked in this Irelia. It is a hard counter to the Nah, and it needs to smash lane.
So the 1-6 is actually relatively okay for Yoshino. The Nah in particular as a champion, because you still have that range advantage. The all-in isn't quite there for TH. Now TH should be looking to push that aggression. Unfortunately, his itemization has been really sort of lacking, and right now Yoshino has quite a lot of armor in his build that the solo kill may not be able to come through as easily.
There's another engage down the bottom side as we are talking about solo kills. Elio found DivKid. He's in, he's out. He shakes it all about. And Big Coro may try, but cannot trade anything back. And it is becoming a little bit of a stomp. At least BTS are firing back with a Herald.
Their spot lane is just completely falling apart. And now it doesn't stop.
Here's Meliodas with a Galio on top, slamming, chasing down onto poor Star Guardian, not guarding much when this homeless man's on the run.
Meliodas and Paulette ganging up and taking down their big old Buffalo buddy, saying, remember our MSI run? Yeah, it wasn't you, mate. It was us. It was all us.
And this is getting brutal in the bot lane.
Yeah, it seems a little bit personal from Paulette finding engage onto Big Coro's new lane partner, and yeah. I don't know what to tell you, Paulette. You're not allowed to get jealous. You're the one that left first.
It's true. I wonder if this Tristana can hit 32 kills. If you'd like to know exactly why 32, check my Twitter. Casual flex.
BTS aren't that bad.
True. As TH is going in onto Yoshino, dances back with the dashes, as Yoshino was getting close to the Mega Nah. Apparently I'm cutting in and out. I know the fix for that, so just give me one moment.
Yeah, and
should be fixed now.
Very good. Lots of dashing coming around from TH. Not really able to land these flawless duets onto Mini Nah, though. Thus can't really go for these all-ins. Only a 6 CS advantage. Really not getting the impact. The output/impact. I can't say these two words at once. Can't
Herald,
go down to this.
You just stop. Herald summoned up in the mid lane. That is going to be some gold over to Glory and Drakthar. BTS trying to fire back where they can, but it is still a 2k gold lead, just over, to Flash as they are walking out this mid lane. And that's a disaster. You pick 2 counter matchups in your solo lanes. You have to be ahead in gold. And currently they certainly are not. And a second dragon now going over to the boys from Flash.
Yeah, they're not exactly luckily for BTS, they're not actually behind the counter matchups. They're actually probably about even to ahead. I mean, it's not a very big lead in that top lane, but it's a lead. And mid lane's about even with the extra gold from Cull, a bit of a shutdown onto Parquet coming in from that solo kill. And it's just the bot lane is completely falling apart. Ilio almost finding something, but the turnaround is just... The clapback is so big.
Yeah, DivKid not quite counting the damage perfectly there. Doesn't actually get the kill with the Buster Shot, but does enough damage that this is going to be even more plates. This Tristana getting out of control. And of course, BTS could have picked it. Meliodas in the enemy jungle, chasing forward onto Elio. Can they actually catch? There's a lot of tags by the Lilia, but she's not going to pull the trigger on the Lullaby, as it's just a fight over the blue buff. Flash wants to stick around. They really want to hand this one over to Parquet.
Top lane.
They are looking at the top lane as there's a solo kill. Disaster strikes, but we have to keep talking as Gloria trades one back. Parquet moving forward, wants to use the wall, but it's a whiff. The great wall of whiff, and it's a double kill for Glory.
Yeah, across the map, BTS coming out ahead, getting massive amounts of gold, getting it all onto the Lucian. So this Lucian is their point of pressure. This Lucian can start snowballing well onto the way to his mythic, and in that top side, it looked like TH.
Already got his mythic. He's got a
Oh well, either way, TH just kind of picking a scrap with the wrong Gnar and taking too much damage. Good spacing and flash from Yoshino to keep that down, and then it all starts with a lullaby, and then
disgusting.
beautiful follow up from Elio, getting that flash Q down so the damage comes through. Parquet, sort of a panic ult. He knew he was dead and just sort of hope for the best.
Ooh.
And Drakthar.
Drakthar's been found in the jungle, but has managed to get the smite off. There's a blast cone. We'll be going with Meliodas, uses the flash, and he is taken down. It was pretty close. But still, the kill claimed for the Udi. On the other side, it's happening again. DivKid 1v2, picking up a kill. I think we can begin to say it's a disaster in the bot lane. They are now going to go up and dive TH, the Mega Gnar, at the perfect time, and Meliodas moves up to 3.
What do you mean begin to? It's been a disaster for a while. And here's the thing with this bot lane. DivKid does too much damage because he is a Tristana. And then Big Koro dies because no CC comes out. Ilio's just sort of camping in a brush.
This is 1v2.
Looking for the bait, but it's really just two separate 1v1s because Elio is not able to get in there until after Big Koro has already gone down. And then, I mean, poor TH, there's nothing he can do there. It's a 3-man dive. He just gets completely bopped. And this is
I mean, you picked the Irelia into the Gnar, and she's 0-2 and down in CS. That's disastrous. Irelia, don't get me wrong, can still become a threat. That is the nature of this champion. Once she has her items, she's terrifying in fights. But she doesn't have her items. She's quite far away from them, and she was picked to get a lead in top lane, not just to go even.
Yeah, and what's really upsetting is Glory. It's all on Glory. And that's fine for Glory. He's used to that. He's been there before, but hasn't really built for that solo carry. He's gone for the shield bow, which should keep him alive a little bit longer.
Not
Big
quite.
Koro, not quite. But without that Kraken Slayer damage sort of popping through, he may just not be able to put out that carry performance. He can live a long time, but he's going to tickle these tanks of Yoshino, Meliodas, and Palat.
Yeah, we'll have to say. Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of like the shield bow. I think there's enough sort of damage coming in, particularly from the Tristana and stuff. But we'll have to see how it works out. As Flash move over to this Rift Herald, trying to pick this one up. Would make sense. The BTS got the first, but Flash look uncontested on the second. There's a dragon spawning in 30 seconds, and BTS kind of have to make something happen pretty soon if they want to have a chance in this game, because they're getting crushed at the moment.
Yeah, so BTS should be looking to maybe shove out their vision in the bot lane, clear out the river wards that Flash have got down, pick up and set up for that dragon so they can look to try and convert into sort of into a trade on the top side. If you overload the bot side, you can pick up Dragon, you can try and dive Yoshino, and then you pick up another tower for yourself. You've started the trade up.
That was smart. I like that Herald summon.
Yeah, it's very good. That tower was already so low. You have a Tristana, and now you're going to get these two towers, and because BTS have been really slow to respond, they're only going to get the Dragon. They're not going to be able to overload, kill Yoshino, and they haven't even responded in defense, so they're going to get that charge off as well, and that'll regen a little bit, but only to about a third of its health.
Yeah, it's getting very rough for BTS. They've got nowhere really to stand. You see, Flash doesn't care at all. They just walk out between two towers. Big Koro is not a threat to them as the tower falls before the might of Tristana. 3-0 Kraken Slayer and Azeel. Drakthar caught. Will be run down, and it's Yoshino claiming the kill with a boomerang from downtown.
Yeah, and this jungle matchup we highlighted, we've said it's all about Drakthar trying to get things done early for his team, and he has succeeded in feeding Flash a little bit of gold because he hasn't really done a lot. He's just been a bit of a venison sandwich. Good job, Drakthar. Yeah. You've done it.
Yeah, venison's not even particularly good meat, so it's just a real waste. I would like to see TH perhaps brought back out. Has not been playing well today at all. Wasn't particularly good yesterday either. So, not too sure why TH is back. Yeah, this Irelia is definitely not working out.
Yeah, we could look to see maybe. I mean, Ryuk, I don't know if he fares too much better, but I don't think he's going to be sitting there asking for this sort of counter pick. Exactly. I think he's at most going to be looking, saying, hey, I can take Karma into this and then outscale rather than, look to completely dominate and take that free lane. But I don't think it really would have mattered because this bot diff has just been insane this game. DivKid we're getting closer to playoffs, and that means DivKid just gets closer to being good because he comes alive for playoffs, boys. He's not actually going to be in playoffs, but he comes alive for them.
Yeah, he's using all he normally banks all of his skill for playoffs. He's realised he has to cash it out a bit early this split. Hopping forward, he wants Big Koro going under the tower. Bingo, bango, bongo, except he forgets that Glory actually does a lot of damage. The shutdown is there. Paulette managing to get away, but that's a 1-for-1 that favours BTS.
Yeah, it absolutely favours BTS, but Glory? Alright, gonna dash over the wall to safety. Meliodas just gonna wander on by. Yeah, it does favor BTS, but unfortunately yes, you do want that Lucian to be still getting ahead and building up power spikes.
Oh, Paulette, in they go. Meliodas is here as well. Yoshino coming in from the side. Can he get a Gnar in time? Elio flashes away from it, and the Mega Gnar is gone. Now they want to turn it around as there's a lilting lullaby, but it's only on to one. Elio moving forward on no health, can't hit the Zenith Blade, and that's a stuffed engage there by BTS.
Yeah, could not get the re-engage through.
But Meliodas can. Vanguard's Edge is coming out, and the culling also being used. Elio incredibly low, but Yoshino even lower as he goes down. Galio ult will get one knock up, but that's not going to be enough as BTS charge on forward. Big Koro wants to get involved, can't quite find it, but it's still another kill for BTS.
Yeah, a bit of a scuffed re-engage from Meliodas there going in as Yoshino's Gnar has timed out, so he's not providing anything. He's just a little squishy boy ready to be fed.
Oh, there's Parquet, scoops them up. Drakthar has no chance. Big Koro zoned out by the damage of DivKid. And Flash fire on back.
And the wave setup from Flash proving to be their savior there. It means that the two strengths of BTS, TH and Glory have to respond to these side wave threats. And bam, it's just instant from Parquet. Just, all right, no more threats. We can pick up another kill. They take away Drakthar. Now they're moving to this Baron. And what can BTS do to stop it? Culling's not up for Glory, so he can't just rain hell onto them.
Yep.
They're looking to give it up and take mid lane.
The rocket was already used to scout the initial Baron possibility. Didn't find it. The Baron goes down. And BTS, they're floundering. They have no idea what they can really do. And honestly, I don't know what BTS can really do, and I have perfect vision.
So BTS, I don't know.
Yoshino's a good starter. Solar Flare lands on, but Yoshino's pretty tanky at this point and has backup. Elio, I don't think that's what you wanted to find. Was a DivKid rocket jumping in.
They do not have the damage to burst through Yoshino, especially with this sort of lower damage build Glory's gone for. If he has a Kraken Slayer, I think that's a dead Yoshino, and that they can turn that around. But in the end, it doesn't work out for them. They can't burst him out. They end up losing the kill. That does, I guess, at best, waste some time with this Baron, so they can't get the push in. But TH, you're going to get like 2 auto attacks off on this tower. It's not really going to work out for you. You're just trying to draw attention away. I suppose continue wasting Baron buff timer. keep them away from this mid lane. But it's still going to work out for DivKid. The Baron buffed minions are just enough to take it down.
Yeah. Tristana getting any alone time with a tower is some lovely stuff for Flash. They will pick up a dragon as well, moving up to Soul Point. One more to get that soul. The Cloud Soul, of course. And that is a very good one for them. Udyr in particular loves that movement speed, of course. But all of them are big fans of lower ultimate cooldown. As the siege on the bot lane begins, I think you just give this tower up. This inner tower does nothing for you. It's just a little bit of gold. Who cares?
I mean, I definitely understand, not overcommitting to defend it, but just sort of keep trying to push them back as far as possible. It limits the amount of time they can spend sieging onto inhibitors. If it goes down, it's not a big loss, but if you don't, if you just try and, scare them off it's a bit of a low risk, low reward.
Getting up to the tower, stacking up that satchel charge, but hops away after the solar flare's used. They don't get the mid tower, but they do get the top, as Yoshino is left up there with just TH. He's dominating the Irelia. Now there's a collapse coming in, but Drakthar lands nothing, which means he can't use the lullaby, and Yoshino's just, okay, I'll keep farming, man. Yeah. I don't really care. Another tower falls. It's that bot lane inner, and, I mean, BTS, they're out. They've signed the surrender. It's just a matter of calling the troops home at this point.
Yeah, this complete collapse from Drakthar on this Lily has meant that they haven't been able to find anything, has had almost no impact save that one fight that in that red-blue side jungle where the follow-up was able to get a double kill for Glory, and then Glory's not able to translate into a lead, not able to put out the damage or find the picks to keep snowballing him ahead, and Flash just working much better as a unit to take down BTS.
Yeah, another tower about to fall. 2 inhibitors have already gone down. There's the Vanguard's Edge being used. Yoshino hopping away. He's going very low. Has to flash. The Galio ult used to stop any long-range spells. Look at Parquet, so aggressive. Drawing the attention and the solar flare. Now they'll move up. Take the tower. This will be the 3rd inhibitor as well. And surely it is all over but the crying.
Yeah, and now
they don't actually get the inhib.
But it's because of this teleport. TH was looking for something, trying to go for the last chance, but he's too far ahead of his team, and he's going to be run down.
Yeah, they've just got to get to him. He does have that shield bow to buy a little bit more time, but Yoshino will find the last auto attack, and in goes Parquet, knocking them the wrong way by the looks of it, but it doesn't matter because Big Koro still falls. DivKid gets another hop on the other side. We see Glory going down to Yoshino on the Gnar. And this is only Drakthar standing. Well, maybe his fan club can get some solace from that, but I don't think they're getting much else from this game. The Lilia was ineffective. BTS was ineffective, and Flash push in to take the Nexus. And in the battle to dodge relegations, I think Flash are looking like the heavy favorites.
Yeah, Flash coming alive this game, but really, I mean, we have to praise DivKid and Palette absolutely stepping up the bot lane, but my god, they were playing 4v5 on the map. Flash were. Drakthar completely invisible. Glory not building to be that solo carry like he needed to. You need to play that more risky style. Didn't happen, and now BTS sort of have to go back to the drawing board and completely change up their draft because counterpicks wasn't working. You weren't going to be winning through pure skill matchup. Drakthar looked uncomfortable. Complete recall.
Yeah, but we will see if BTS can fire back or if it will be a quick 2-0 sweep. Regardless of which one it is, you'll be wanting to watch it here on VCS English. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back after what was a bit of a schlocking from Flash towards the team formerly known as BTS, because they're not a team anymore, they're a pile of dirt. Clockwork, what was your take on that game, and what does BTS need to do to change the result for Game 2?
Okay, so my take is that the composition for BTS was easy to explain, not as much easy to execute. And the two solo lanes should have been winning lanes, which it didn't happen. I think Glory tried hard, maybe tried too hard, since the first dive that he attempted didn't really go the right way. But then, like in skirmishes, in team fights, or whatever was that, it was close to team fight, but the gap was too large. But anyway, Glory, I think he was there. He tried really hard to put up some damage, but the rest of the team was in complete shambles. Ilio and Drakthar repeatedly disrespected their opponents, getting caught out several times in the bot lane, in the jungle. TH didn't manage to accrue enough of a lead in the counter matchup against Yoshino, and the basic, like, the conditions that would have made that composition work didn't really amount to anything.
Your take
Well,
on the matter?
I feel like Flash actually presented us with a very, very good match. They had one slip up where BTS pushed into bot lane jungle and actually was successful while Flash was making a play happen on top lane. So if they cleaned that one up, this would have been a super clean game. So I was pretty impressed with them. Much more dominant than I expected from this team, especially looking at the draft. Because coming into the game, it was more like, okay, Flash just need to weather the storm of the two very dominant solo lanes of the losing top side. And then late game, they have a stronger teamfight setup and should win this one. But they won from start to finish. So, yeah, not much to say. I think Flash looking way better than the 7th place they're in right now.
And so continuing on your way, what does BTS need to change? Obviously, the draft didn't work out for them. Is there anything deeper than that? Was it just a draft thing? Do they need to, cleaning up plays perhaps? Or do they need to start? Where do you change your draft, I suppose, is my question. What are you looking to draft?
For me, BTS always was a very good late game team, right? Their team fighting is great. Their late game setup, their picks are pretty good. Even as percent, they were pretty good at this. So try to draft as solid, as stabilizing as possible, I guess. Try to get matchups that don't really go either way. Try to just scale into mid and late game, and then that's the strongest point for this team. And even though Flash is also pretty good at team fighting in the late game, I mean, that was their main style last year. I'd say just try. But you're not going to be a good early game team anyway. Whatever you try, I think you have to go to late game. This series is super important, so go back to your bread and butter and try again.
Yeah, maybe may I try also to answer that question in a slightly ruder way? Like, what do the BTS need to change? My answer is TH. Why is he there? Like, get the Ryuk some game time. I won't say that she showed promise, but
TH wasn't great yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's the reason. I don't know how scrims went, but it's a bit puzzling that they are willing to start TH still after these kind of performances. Let's see. I don't think he will get any better matchup than Irelia in Tugnar, which is, a pretty comfortable matchup to perform well, and he didn't. So I don't know. Let's see. Like, I hope that Ryuk gets some time, and he does not.
Nope.
So
nope. TH is in.
Okay, same bans. So BTS, now you need to pick the Tristana. Why would you pass up the Tristana again? She completely annihilated the bot lane in the previous match, and BTS once again choose to trade the Udyr for the Lilia. And here, if I'm Flash, why change? Yeah, just go for the Trist.
So now I would be picking something that's actually good into the Tristana. Something like Jinx was fine, but maybe go for like a Thresh to pair with it. A good pairing for that Jinx to work with.
Jinx Thresh is actually a very good lane too. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's what we want to see. That's
better.
actually good into Tristana. It also gives Jinx a little bit of peel in the late game, which BTS really lacked last game. They left their ADC out to dry, which is weird because they're a good teamfight team and Bikoro is one of their main carries. So I like to see this way more. This is risky for Flash. Flash's spot lane is really feeling.
Oh no.
Oh, go for this time. Yeah.
No, it's
I like the
Colette
confidence.
Rakan.
I like the confidence. This time, BTS bot lane is way safer, so the same bot lane shenanigans shouldn't happen if Bikoro and Ilio play accordingly to the matchup. Still, at this moment, I like what Flash is trying to do. They're going all in. They don't care about the trash, disengage with the Lantern and with the Flay. They would just want to go for the kill lane. So I really want to know. I really want to see how Flash play for this. Also removing the Lucian. Yeah, Glory played quite well on the Lucian, so it's a wise takeaway. Let's see also what they pick for Pake and Yoshino instead. Renekton already out. Gnar is still open. I would understand if BTS took it our way. Yoshino played it very well.
Yeah, lowering back a little bit, I don't mind the jungle trade because of just how uncomfortable Drakthar looked on that Lilia. Maybe he'll look a bit better with this Udyr. Now we have to see sort of... It's actually flashbanging their own Orianna, which throws me off because I was expecting an Arthur Ori. Especially with the Lucian type bands coming through.
Yeah. I don't really know where Flash wants to go. They could go either double down on hard engage and go something engagey here in the top lane, Sion, Gnar, maybe even more than that. Or they could go take a step back and just play front to back a little bit more. Try to go for a mage in mid lane, even though Orianna is banned already. Azir is banned. Victor comes to mind for Pake. Yeah,
Syndra maybe not a greatest pick for the VCS, the Syndra.
Please no Syndra.
I'm half expecting a Gnar here, and then Glory's gonna pick the Syndra up. But Victor also not a bad probably the much better option. Giving
I think this is kind of forced here. For Flash is forced to pick Victor because Pake can only play 3 control mages, so. They would like to pick the Gnar here and counterpick for Pake, but sadly, Pake is not the player you want to counterpick for, so picking Pake's champion early here makes a lot of sense to me, because Glory can play the Victor too, and then Pake is staffed for a good champion. Like the Gnar, as to pick away the Gnar. Now we could see Yoshino go to Aurelia and really show us why this is considered a counter matchup.
Or the Malphite.
We could also... I would really like to see another Anivia.
It's not going to be the case. It's going to be the Rise, much more standard pick for the VCS.
And Glory has played her before. Very strong double carry composition. Front line with strong back line. I think Rise is not the first mage I would like to pair with Jinx. A little bit more self-peel, a little bit more range would be my option. I think Azir Jinx is insane. Orianna Jinx is very good too. Rise is a little bit of a different kind of mage. Much more in your face, much more upfront. Oh, and I really like this adaptation.
Let's go. Yeah, with the Malphite here, Flash have a lot of zone control, and Rise will almost never be able to step up in team fights. His range is quite low, and basically anything on Flash will be a threat to the Rise. Same for Udyr, and depending on how Gnar manages to flank, I think BTS will have a very hard time to get in a range where they can put out their damage without being threatened by Flash.
Yeah, very nice last pick. It's not so much for the laning phase, even though he does okay into the Gnar. It's much more for the team fights, bypassing Gnar and Udyr and even Thresh and just going straight onto Rise and Jinx. We're going to see Ilio struggle with his lanterns because he can only bail one of his 2 carries out. So probably the Rise, because he's usually the one positioning more aggressively than Jinx. So now Jinx might once again be on her own. even though we have the Thresh to peel for her this time. BTS is not really setting up Big Koro for success, but maybe he can still be the one to carry them to Game 3.
So
Indeed.
with that said, what are your final predictions, guys? I'll let you go first. Actually, your way, do it quickly so Clockwork gets a bit more spiel.
Okay. Yeah, I think Flash just a better team. I like their comp. They should win.
Clockwork.
Same. As I explained, Flash will have a very much safer composition to team fight, and they showed that they can play the team fight very well in the earlier game. So I think this is going to be a 2-0.
All right, and to witness this Flash 2-0, to bring it to us into your ears like some kind of parasitic worm, it's Everyday! Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, wow, I'm allowed to talk again? Thanks,
No.
Papa.
No, go away. Bye.
Okay, bye.
We're solo casting. No, we're not. That is a terrible idea.
But we are back. And I do like the Malphite pick. A bit of Kiaya action coming in from Yoshino. Where do we think this one is going to go early on? I think we may have a bit of a slower early game. I don't think we'll have any crazy solo kill attempts from any Glories. He's on a much less aggressive champion this time.
You say that. But in their last match, it was Glory getting a solo kill on this rise into Froggy, I believe. Their last match was SGB, yep. So
Yep, it's true.
There's
That was a level 2
potential
solo
there.
kill.
The potential's there for Glory to pop off early and make things and accelerate this late game scaling that BTS have in their composition. As mentioned on the desk, it is going to be very hard for them to properly execute. Glory and Big Car are basically going to have to stand on opposite ends of the fight to each other, so they can't both be Malphite holded. And then Elio just has to say, all right, which way do I throw my lantern? It's to whoever isn't getting all in on, or whoever is getting all in on, I suppose. And if they're both getting all in on, well, I guess the damage is split.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of how Thresh works against go button comps. DivKid getting onto this Tristana again is worrying, but Thresh Jinx is a very hard lane to navigate, even as Tristana. So early on, Big Koro should do better, but I would have said that last game as well, and he certainly did not. So we'll have to see how it actually ends up.
Definitely has a much easier time. It's going to be also slightly harder for Palette to make these hyper-aggressive plays into trying to pick off Elio. Now, they do have with the level 2, they do have all-in potential, but again, Palette is so squishy that he may just melt before DivKid is able to turn to get his own kill. And that could just spell a bit of a disaster if they choose to go for it, but Meliodas, actually both junglers hovering on the side of the map, so we may look to see a bit of a clash around the Scuttle Crab. Bot lane priority for BTS means that should go in the favor of Drakthar.
In theory, we'll have to see how they actually pass, but we do have the all-in Big Koro going very low. Can they actually finish this one off? I think they can, because DivKid did not get CC'd. There it is, the all-in comes, just as Marby predicted, but it goes well for Flash.
Yeah, never mind all that. It turns out Avelio's just not doing any damage back, and the exhaust. Actually, they don't even have an exhaust. Where did the exhaust go? It didn't seem to do anything. So Elio he gets the exhaust out really early, but the base damages even through that are just there for DivKid to just murder Big Koro. Such a low health on the low base health on that champ means there's no.
They're going to go for a dive onto the rock. This is an easy kill here. Drakthar timing the gank perfectly. TH goes low but does not go down, and that is a kill onto Yoshino. Well executed.
Kill onto Yoshino. Bit of a wave, like about half a wave loss. But
hang on, Marby, you don't get to talk as we have another play coming on in. Can they guard the lantern well enough? They certainly can. Big Koro cannot get there until right at the end. Can they deal that last bit of damage? Yes, Meliodas can. And Elio, once again, just wondering why he's left so alone.
And Elio just not able to save his made carry. It's just not happening for him. No exhaust, no summoner spells to work with. He is just getting all in over and over again, not able to block the rocket jump coming through.
Yeah, it's pretty insane that they're able to do that, because the base HP from Jinx is kind of nuttily high, actually. 610 base HP, HP I should say. That's a lot.
It's a lot for an AD carry.
It's one of the highest in the game, so you can't say she's squishy. For sure. And
she feels squishier than that.
She does, but that is part of why she's being picked so much. She's just ridiculously tanky while spamming out those rockets. Part of the resurgence of Jinx.
Yeah, so anyway, that coming through, good trading on the top lane. TH having a much better time in this matchup. Something about counter picks just not working out for the top laners today. Of course, it's Malphite, hasn't got the best lane, counter, but it's still generally expected to go a little bit better than it currently is.
I mean, there was a gank. I think this is kind of okay. Yoshinori's 10 CS down. He got ganked. Malphite, it's Malphite. He's obviously just doesn't win lanes. It's a comp counter rather than a lane counter, as you said. And BTS move over, grabbing up this Mountain Drake. Good first step onto the objective scene for them. We'll have to see if they can keep this one going.
We definitely have to see where they're coming through. They need to make something happen in this bot lane to bring Big Kara back into it, because he is just getting wrecked over and over again, not able to keep up with this Tristana, who is just having all-ins. They just all-in time and time again, and there's nothing that BTS can do about it. Elio?
Oh, Palette. Lovely stuff. They're focusing onto Drakthar, trying to remove that damage from the fight. They do it successfully, jumping forward again onto Elio. This is a disaster. This is going to cascade as DivKid can add another jump. He gets a third. Big Koro does trade it back, but it doesn't matter. It was actually only 2 for the Tristana, my mistake. But that is disaster in the bot lane.
Yeah, just absolutely shracking them. DivKid off to a massive lead, has so much damage. Big Koro is not able to put out the same sort of thing. He got to free fire for ages and it didn't matter. He only just picks up one on the end. And here we see Elio, he uses the flay so early to not pull it back, but that means you can't get rid of the re-engage. And
on the other side, Glory just solo killed Parquet, by the way.
Yeah, that happens. And yeah, here we see Big Koro. He just got to wail on DivKid for so long, but it's just an extra kill. Any less damage. If he didn't have that call, he doesn't get that kill. It was so close.
And there it is. And now they're going once again. Elio steps far too far forward, gets paletted. Big Koro now has the lilting lullaby on. They are going to go under the tower, try and trade this one again. It's a hop in from DivKid. He's taking the tower. Oh, this is...
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Kill me.
No.
Kill me now.
It wouldn't be the VCS without that. Big Koro, if he does, he's used the rocket, so he can't pick up that third kill onto Meliodas, but
he just tried. He missed the snipe.
He did miss. He did attempt it. Okay, I didn't see it come out, but anyway, Glory just sees a low Parquet, knows he has that route, and from there can get the free kill under tower. So mid lane still going well for BTS. Top lane going well for BTS, and Big Koro is now back. Has been allowed back into the game from Flash. So all in all, they actually have the gold lead now. It's so good. They're back. They're back, boys. They have a chance.
Yeah, a chance. I mean, look, they're actually ahead in gold, as you said. So they have more than a chance, as their comp scales incredibly well. Can we not have this replay? It starts off so well. I hope they cut the tape before the Clown Fiesta starts.
Starts off fine, and then they just sort of seem really hesitant to make things happen. Meliodas picks up the
DivKid misses the jump as well.
Yeah, and DivKid just whiffs everything. And then the get excited means he's able to outplay the W from Palette. And then, yeah, completely whiffs the rocket. Then he just gets misjudging the speed from Meliodas.
Yeah, he just gets.
Yeah, Good attempt though. It's 2 kills back and a pretty good shutdown of 150 gold. So very happy Big Koro is. It brings him back to relative parity with getting his own Noon Quiver. Still down a couple of components, but having those boots in hand should make up for it at least a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing here is BTS, they have a Rise and a Jinx. In the late game, their damage is insane. There's not much Flash can do about that. So this early little throw away of the lead is actually pretty disastrous. Flash, I mean, they love to flip coins, but they really, really need to stop.
Yeah, and realistically, they should have won that coin toss. They weighted the coin, they checked it out, and then something went wrong, and the coin didn't land properly. It hit it bounced.
Yoshino completely zoned off. Meliodas is here though. There is an unstoppable force. The tower goes down though, and they're not going to go for any big plays.
Yeah, that ward in that little pixel. I don't know what you call that brush, but it's a brush, and it spots out that. Maybe going for anything more than the tower is not the way to go. Gets them first brick, lots more gold into the pockets of Drakthar and TH, coming up to a 2,000 gold lead, and that is very good for BTS. They also have that first dragon, and it's a mountain drake, so that is it's an extremely good single drake to have, especially with your big front line.
Yeah, exactly. This is really, really good. It'll help all of them out, that percentage resistances. It's what we want to see. And we are looking at a very important player, or well, we were, with Glory. Flash is actually on this dragon now, and BTS have kind of been caught flat-footed. I don't think they should have given that drake up.
No, they definitely shouldn't have, but they just weren't in position to. Big Koro was on a reset. The damage came out, the push was there from the bot lane, and so it's a little bit hard to contest with just the Rise and the Udyr.
Oh, but here we go as Meliodas arrives on the top side. There is the lilting lullaby. They're trying to put him in the ground. A Realm Warp is coming in, and with Glory reinforcing. Oh no, Yoshino! He doesn't read the play, the communication not quite there. Oh boy.
And it's just not quite enough damage. TH able to escape over the wall. Glory able to rotate with that Realm Warp. It gives them, it's just this lead cascading. They don't have the damage to burst it down. Nah, deceptively tanky with that Mega Gnar form. And it's just not coming together for Flash. The plays they're making, they have started to fumble, and now the plates are starting to crash. They've broken a mug.
Oh yeah.
They've started stepping on the piece of ceramic, and yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, it's just a disaster. The floors are filthy. As Big Koro continuing to farm up a storm, has a CS lead over Div Kid now, as this Jinx is beginning to become a serious problem for Flash to deal with. Who knows if they're going to be able to? Meliodas does defend his red buff, though.
Yeah, thanks for the leash, TH. You're doing your pal Meliodas a favor there. They're very, very close. Any later and that goes down, but there's still this pressure on the bot lane. So despite this CS lead, the gold is still going to be very, very even in that bot lane. Extra plates, an extra kill, and a couple of assists in there. Div Kid's fine. That 15 CS is negligible. He's probably ahead realistically.
Yeah, I mean he definitely is in terms of current gold, in terms of spent. I'm not sure how much Big Koro has in the pocket though, particularly with a completed cull.
I think it's about even.
Yoshino uses the free flash, unstoppable forces away from the Drakthar gang, but Malphite ult is taken off the table for a little while.
Yeah. Loosens a little bit of pressure from Yoshino as he doesn't have quite the same engage range without that flash, but that is going to be a tower given up for free as just Meliodas poking their head down bot lane saying, you can't really afford to step up. Big Koro and Ilya realize that and just say, okay, we're going to go mid. See ya.
Yeah. Absolutely, as DivKid does crack that tower, TH is going forward onto Meliodas.
Very
Might not be the
aggressive.
best idea, as there's the Lilting Lullaby. They want to time this well, and they do. Now DivKid moving over. Super Mega Death Rocket comes in. Oh, God. Poorly timed there. They should have seen the Narbar. That kill does not come in due to TH going into the Mega Gnar form and gaining that extra health.
Extremely
And Flash?
clutch, though.
Flash can't make anything stick.
Yeah, it's really just not happening for Flash after that dive, and it's all coming up. It's all coming up. BTS Glory able to completely win out this top side of the map, of course, because Yoshino he's been basically stacking armor as you tend to do, as on the rock. So that means he still hurts. Glory rather still hurts a lot with this Rise pick, and now we need to just see how they translate this into not just side lane pressure, because Glory should have that 9 times out of 10, but how they can transition them into objectives, really lacking the vision on the map. So where do they go from here? At this point, nowhere. There's nothing on the map. But they don't have vision to make plays on the map, so they can't even try and find kills to...
I mean, I don't think they need to. The thing is, I don't think BTS needs to do anything, because I think they outscale pretty hard. Udyr is a persistent threat the entire game, similar to Lilia, and then you have a Rise and a Jinx. BTS in the late game is terrifying. They don't, they're 3k gold ahead. They don't need to be further ahead. They can just chill.
But you have to say it's in theory, in terms of champion power, yeah, they have really strong late game, but Flash is not slouching either. Victor and Tristana both scale extremely well. Plus, their composition has the tools that stop Glory and Big Crow being able to free fire. Whereas there's not actually a ton that can block off DivKid and Parquet. They don't have a ton of really hard engaged. They're looking for a flank.
Yoshino, what the hell are you doing here? He unstoppable forces away. He's going to have to walk at the wall and realize his flash isn't up. Well, that is that right there is game 4 of the finals, Yoshino, not game 5.
Yeah, that's really not coming good for Yoshino, as he's trying to look for the flank, but he walks on a ward, and actually it's not even really on a ward, it's just timed badly. TH!
Oh my word, look at that going on in. They catch onto the Tristana. DivKid is dead. Another tower falls. Why did we ever think that BTS wouldn't go 2-1? Come on, that was silly.
Yeah, look, Garm broke the curse, then SGB sort of confirmed that maybe it's over, maybe BTS are just bad. But they're not. They're still able to make things happen. TH sort of earning his spot on the team with that Nara ultimate, getting a 4-man down, and this gives them that tower. It gives them an extra life, and it gets them an extra bonus of gold. They can look to spend that, move towards this Baron. It's still 2 minutes away, so it's not like we're going to see much happening for a while, but it gets them the ability to push out these waves. The control into the jungle is going to be so great with how far you can shove the mid lane in, and then they can go into that red side jungle, light it up like a Christmas tree, and then with that happening, you can start baiting Baron as long as you want. It's a little bit rough because Flash do have great engage, so they can engage onto you if you bait Baron a bit too long. But you can always get the fight you want and try and leverage this 5k gold lead.
Certainly can. Not going to be too hard as well. I think BTS are playing very well at the moment. The Jinx is fed. The Runan's complete. To see where they can actually make it happen. There's nothing on the map at the moment, except perhaps a Yoshino, as he gets smashed into the wall. It's not yet rock this time. It's really no rock, but he does get away.
There is definitely not going well for Yoshino. 0-3 and 0, looking a little Kemken here.
Oh, hello. We do have it engaged. Glory in a lot of trouble. Goes gold. Trying to buy time. DivKid has to find a way out. Gets that first kill and can hop away. Can he actually get away from Drakthar? Not quite. But Parquet can trade it back 2 for 1.
2 for 1. That's really good news for the side of Flash. They managed to pick up a bit of gold to shut down Glory's rampage it a little bit. Now Big Car has joined the fray, and we have to sort of see how this plays out. If Big Car dies here, that's a massive gold swing back to Flash. But
okay. That's an interesting play, as Yoshino will come in. This should be an easy counter kill at least. Doesn't have the ult though, so TH could potentially find a way to hop over a wall. Let's see how this goes. Stride Breaker used. Nah, Yoshino's going to flash forward just to make sure. Take the kill back 1-for-1.
Flash already burnt in the kill onto Meliodas, but not respecting the teleport. It comes in, trades it back, and that is Yoshino finally on the board, so he's feeling a little bit happier with himself, going to be able to move towards getting tankier for his team. He has that mythic now completed, so he doesn't need that flash to make big long-range engages. He can just run at you at the speed of sound, which is kind of scary when it's a mountain. But yeah, let's see what happens here. It actually seems to be Meliodas trying to make things happen. Oh no, he's just fighting for Krugs. Then the CC lands. Good bit of...
Well played. Good job.
The flash, a little bit excessive, but it is to secure the kill. Maybe he does see the teleport and he's like, okay, I need to just get this kill, as otherwise I'm trading one for nothing. And so...
I think that's what happens.
It all works out. It all works out well in the end. For, well, both of the teams. They get a 1-for-1. Of course, across the map, there was that 2-for-1. And they bring the gold back another 1,000. It's a little bit closer, which is good for Flash. But Baron is now on the map. They still have the pressure into that top side. Does not Flash, BTS. So we should be starting to see the dance come out.
Yeah, but there's no dance. It's simply a Baron being started. They do take it very quickly if they bring their whole team over, but that was just a bit of a damage check. As the Rise does do a lot of damage.
Interesting they chose to try and sneak it with the Rise and not the Jinx. Tends to take things a little bit faster, but TH actually having full control.
Moving forward onto Parquet. Chaos Storm is used. Gravity Field has had no effect. The Stride Breaker comes in. Meganar about to come out, but Parquet is doing a very good job. And look who's here. Rocket jumping forward. DivKid says, lol, thanks for the kill. Super Mega Death Rocket does not live up to its name. And Flash gets one back.
Chasing so aggressively into the minions means so much extra damage comes through, and he can't just finish off the kill. He doesn't have he can't land boomerangs through minions. He can't throw boulders through minions. So Parquet's able to kite it out long enough, and it's just a free kill over to DivKid, who is now 6-4 on this Tristana. And the Tristana is very good at solo carrying games.
Really? That's interesting.
Maybe they have to see if they can work it out.
The good flash away, but Paulette actually managing to redirect the W really well there. They picked up one. DivKid gets out of there, trying to deal with Drakthar, who's on top of him. But with the rest of the team moving in now to support, the Udyr is not very threatening. On the other side, Meliodas has been found, and now they're being corralled. TH very far away from Meganar. A good death ray, dissuading the chase. But DivKid seems to want to fight, but Flash have called it off.
And you're seeing the zone control coming out from Flash as they're able to just walk through a checkpoint and completely seal it off. Glory cannot make his way into it. But here comes the Realm Warp.
Coming in. It's only TH going in. Look at DivKid, you absolute nutcase!
He goes in, and they didn't even have to use the ult, so now it comes out and kills Yoshino. Glory is so big.
DivKid, what the...
It doesn't stop.
DivKid, you absolute nut job! You've just thrown so hard! Drakthar has to run away from Parquet, playing it very carefully, but Glory bearing down on the Victor. This is an easy kill for the Rise to pick up, and... what did DivKid do?
DivKid got way too high feet. When you see a pincer movement, the correct move is to attack one side of the pincer. It's true. However, you tend to attack the side that just has one person. Here we see it starts off really well for them. Big engage, they're able to force the flash with the ultimate and then use follow-up with the grand entrance to pop out Big Car. But Drakthar is just so tanky and takes up the entire attention of the team as Meliodas is left to dry. We see the zone control coming through.
We have round two. Cut this replay, observers. This is more important as the Baron's going down. Drakthar is low.
Flash? No, she doesn't.
Go
Never
over.
mind.
Couldn't get over the wall, no blast cone. In the end, it wasn't very interesting as BTS will secure themselves a Baron.
Yeah, this sets up their already strong side lanes to bring them towards a victory. TH and Glory are relatively unmatched if they don't overcommit. And we're going to get the second half of that replay. They let TH go. He has the Mega Gnar transformation in, and DivKid and Paulette are probably both shouting go in, but they have different meanings of where in is. So Paulette goes towards TH. It doesn't work out because DivKid goes towards Glory and Glory just kills him. Despite TH getting the kill credit.
That is
and then it's just a rundown.
Shocking from DivKid. That was like...
It was pretty impressive.
One of the worst plays I've seen in a really, really long time. That was so stupid. From a player that has been improving. I'm super disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Okay, Dad.
You're older than me. But now Flash roaming as a team. If they can catch TH there, it should be able to be a pretty free kill. But Yoshino's turned away, so they won't have that Malphite ult for lockdown.
Yoshino getting enough distance between himself and the wave means they don't really want to overcommit. But
Drakthar a little bit caught out. There is an unstoppable force, but they're not going to pull the trigger on it. Not with Glory coming in. Now Drakthar, he wants to make it happen as the TH flank is coming from the side. The big Gnar into the wall, but TH is going low, and DivKid's actually picked up the first kill. He hops over, wants Drakthar, can't quite get it, doesn't reset the jump, but Glory's now very low. Big Koro's the one to watch, of course, as the retreat is happening, and Flash is going to just call it with their one kill.
Yeah, despite the big ultimate, it actually goes in the way of Flash because they're fighting in this choke point. TH a little bit isolated, and Big Koro not really able to impact the fight. Glory forced to blow everything to get away from Yoshino, barreling in with that ultimate, and it winds up being a victory for Flash because fighting in these narrow corridors is where Flash's compositions shine. So much AoE damage, so much AoE CC that if you're BTS, you need to be looking to fight in the river, in the mid lane, in these big open spaces where they can't just funnel you into a huge amount of damage coming out from the Victor laser, coming out from the explosive shots. And Glory just clears waves. That's the best part about Rise, seeing those waves disappear.
It's so satisfying. Drakthar lurking in the brush, not actually going to pull the trigger onto Meliodas. I don't think he quite knows he's actually there. But he's just shadowing his rise. Excuse me, as the push comes in. Big Koro continuing to farm up, has the 3 items. Storm Razor now complete. Is actually actually a little bit behind on itemization compared to DivKid. So DivKid still with a lot of potential to carry in these fights, but Parquet just not able to have the same impact as Glory.
Definitely playing it very safe is Parquet. Really wants BTS to make these engages happen onto them, but onto him rather. But it's Flash that are making these engages happen, which makes sense. They have a Rakan, they have a Malphite. It's what you'd expect, and it means Parquet isn't really able to follow up on that damage because he's a very slow Victor. He's generally quite far away from the points of engage.
There's a catch on TH. This is a little bit of a throw. The teleport is used as well, but Glory can't do anything to save his top laner. TH now caught twice, giving little bits of gold back to DivKid.
Yeah, caught in the side lane, and at such an important time, they are not going to be able to pick up this dragon, most likely, unless there's a miracle team fight that comes out of BTS. They've lost one of their big frontliners, so they're not losing any damage.
Collapse.
Big Koro has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, they're very scared. Paulette hopping over the wall, that grand entrance on cooldown for a little bit. BTS, yeah. Well, they want to buy time. They've only got to buy 15 seconds because there is a TP from the Gnar.
There's a teleport, but he will have no rage bar built up.
It's also not a very important dragon, to be fair.
No, they can absolutely give it up. I think what you really wanted to do is send Glory to the side lane.
Ping's coming in. There goes Paulette. DivKid jumping on forward. They immediately get onto Glory. He has to go gold straight away. Standing in the Chaos Storm. Is found, is dead. The Rise not participating in this fight. Can Yoshino get out of there? No, it's the 1-for-1. Now Big Koro, he's excited. Going forward, but gets buster shotted away and taken down very low with that satchel charge.
1-for-1 overall, but it's the big Rise going down. There's still a lot of damage coming out of this Jinx, though. She's picked up a few items. She's well and truly online. They've got the first rotation. They've got the inner track to the top lane rather, and they're going to take down this turret. Apparently not. Krug's more important. Apparently.
Interesting decision, but Parquet is there in time to defend the tower. So the coin flips can continue. Flippity-doo-dah. All ding-dong day. As BTS will get their recall. Will Paulette find them in time? Ooh, he does. But I don't think there's any chance for a fight. Just delaying a recall as a tower does fall up on that top side. Parquet not able to defend it forever. As they're trying to be really annoying here, but I think Drakthar will finally manage to head back to base.
Yeah, if they really wanted to delay them a little bit longer, they might be able to rotate into a top tower, but if they were able to stall them out that extra 10 seconds, that could have just been an instant turn and burn, and they would have probably had enough damage to get it down extremely low before Drakthar is able to catch up. But they don't stop the backs. Now the maps are sort of back to even. We need to look at how these teams are playing around their vision, and good to see BTS. They had basically a full inventory of wards. Drakthar just put his pink down. And Flash on the other side, they don't really have many effective wards down on the map. They've got a couple deep wards into in the top lane and one down in the bot side, but there's not. But BTS aren't playing split push, so it's not really helping them out there. And it's not like Flash isn't needing that extra spot vision either. No. Pink ward just got moved, and one immediately dies.
Oh, there's a Realm Walk coming in. They want to go straight over to the Baron and try and burn it. This goes down super, super quickly. Flash, did they not notice? Or did they not read where it went? That Swirl Seed will spot it, but it's already too late. It's gone. Jinx and Rise on Baron, kill it that fast. That's just an amazing play. TH flies in, gets the big into the wall. Parquet not able to impact this fight as Yoshino goes in with the Unstoppable Force, but the follow-up isn't there. DivKid forced to hop away, but now he's turning around with a lot of damage coming in from this Tristana. Hitting shots in onto Drakthar. Should be able to pick up this kill. No, not quite. And now it's all about Glory. Can he get the kills? Oh, and Big Koro, he's excited, charging forward. Has two, make it three. Go and get a fourth. As he's speeding, no, they'll just let TH and Drakthar clean it up, but it's a huge fight win for BTS.
Yeah, no chance for the vendor, so they don't care. Big Koro's already on his way to take down these turrets. They can probably pick up two. They have the Jinx after all. They can get this bot lane inhibitor, look to the reset, and that is another big swing on for the side of BTS. Glory sort of getting that fight a little bit dicey. It doesn't matter. Big Koro, he draws enough attention that Big Koro's allowed to pop off on the backside, and this Jinx is feeling it right now.
Oh yeah, she is definitely feeling it. Let's have a look at the replay and see where it all went wrong. It starts with a good play from TH.
TH and Drakthar have bought enough space that despite the Malphite ult onto both the carries, they can't follow up on it, and he just has to leave. Now, it looks actually like Flash might be able to turn it around with a very questionable stopwatch coming out from Glory there. It was actually the Lily ult, never mind me, that's why he did it. But it slows them down long enough, but Glory, he commits to it to blow up DivKid, and because he's able to do enough damage, Big Koro gets to pop off on the backside, and that turns it around for BTS. They are so happy with this turn of events. They are saying, we are not getting relegated today, Base.
And this is this late game that I was talking about. This Rise Jinx in the late game. Glory got one spell rotation off. He got like one EQ combo down, just does enough damage that the rocket crits come in, instant double kill, he gets excited, chases down a third. It's ridiculous. Because if it goes the other way, if Jinx is the first one to deal the damage, gets a couple rocket crits in, the EQ comes in and Rise gets the kills. It doesn't matter. These two are just scaled so well at this point. There is so little Flash can do. There's just too much damage on BTS.
Yeah, and Jinx is now full items. All got basically 6 items to work with, including boots. And now it's coming down to this. That's going to be an easy Drake, but Drakthar started it up.
The Drake is not very important if you lose the fight. There's a good death ray across the team, but it just doesn't matter. This is what I'm talking about. Glory and Big Koro do too much damage. They're trying to turn it around. It doesn't matter. Everyone is getting blown up. Left, right, and center. It's a massacre in the rift. The river runs red. And BTS are going to walk it in through the bottom lane, and this should be them ending the game.
Yeah, more than enough time. 40 seconds on the next closest member. and that is only a Malphite and a Rakan that are up there to fight you. It is an easy win from BTS from this point, and they have come back and put their foot down. We have gone to a game 3 to avoid relegations forever, at least for this split.
Yeah,
Forever this split.
It is an important game. I really want to stress the winner of this series almost certainly avoids relegations. It's really, really valuable. You may think 6th versus 7th, who cares? I'll tell you they do, because 6th is worth 1,000,000 times more than 7th in the VCS, which is not that franchised league. We'll have to go and catch our breaths, make sure that we are ready for this rip snorter of a game 3 here on VCS English. You know you don't want to miss it, and I hope I'm not catching production off guard when I say we'll be back in 10 minutes. See you then.
I'm not looking for words. I'm not running from hurt. I just want you by my side. In this moment in time, feels I'm crossing a line. I'm not looking to set things right. This tear I cry falls like healing rain, softly soothes my pain. This surrender, it feels like I kiss the feathers of a hummingbird in flight, breaking up into 1,000,000 specks of light. Take the shape of an angel in the night, carry you to peaceful peace. My home is my skin, and in the world of within, all I have is my love for you. If I conceal my fear, will I be in the clear? Or am I giving life to phantom pain? 'Cause it's playing out every note in the score. I surrender once more, but as my tears fall, they still kiss the feathers of a hummingbird in flight, breaking up into
And welcome back to the VCS English. We all looking a little bit silly because BTS came back swinging after what looked like it may have been a 2-0, but clockwork, it all falls apart for Flash.
Exactly as I thought. So not in the way I thought, but exactly as I thought at the beginning. This series is shaping up to be very hot. Like my thermometer is skyrocketing. And okay, this was a bit silly on Flash's side. I think they had a good composition. They had a lot of cards that they could play to get the win, but TH, I was a bit harsh on him, and I didn't understand why he got to start. Now he showed me. He completely gapped the Yoshino Malphite in the top lane, and his Gnar was very clutch in all fights, and always was there, and was a great part in playing in the team fights that were crucial to BTS victory. The crucial, like most crucial moment was when Divkid jumped in, that every day pointed out very clearly, and yeah, in that moment, I think Flash were really overconfident in their chances to win team fights.
And you're Flash now staring down a potential reverse sweep from BTS. What are they looking to change up coming into this next game? Do we see a perfect repeat of game 1? Do we see more investment in the early game?
Well, I feel like, Flash Yoshino needs to step up for his team to win, because Divkid actually started the game off with the 2v2 kill in the bot lane. Of course, he later gifted the kill back, as we already talked about and heard about. But Yoshino can't be this much of a liability for his team to win. He's supposed to be the strongest lane on this team. He has very bad stats so far, but we still praised him for his later game impact. This time he tried to be Kiaya, and he failed massively. He's not Kiaya. He can't just pick the rock into hard matchups and expect to be even after lane or even ahead, because he's not quite as good in lane. He also got picked on. He misplayed the Rise Roam horribly, flashing over the wall and just gifting another kill over. So yeah, it's Yoshino's time to step up, to lead his team to victory. Because if they fall today, BTS move to 4 wins, and that is very far away for Flash.
And now BTS back on the red side. Maybe they need to... We mentioned they had really rough early games, especially in that bot lane, both games. Now, do we see them look to ban the Tristana? Or maybe set up a trade, Tristana for Hecarim, something along those lines. Clockwork. BTS's strategy, how do they carry it across the line?
Okay, so in my opinion, Tristana should be either banned or picked for both of the teams, because it's a really powerful pick at the moment. That said, BTS seem confident that they have an answer for the pick. It didn't turn out fine in the first game. It did turn out fine in game 2. So I would be sort of okay if BTS let the Tristana open and they plan to answer it with a Jinx. Bear in mind
a little bit of fake evidence you got from the second game. Of course, Jinx played very well in teamfight. She got all the kills, she got all the damage done, but she still fell to the Tristana and laning phase. It seems like BTS's bot lane does not know how to play against the Tristana in lane. I think it's important to... Yeah, never mind me. She's not bad. Whatever.
Yeah, risking here. If I'm Flash here, I'm going for the Tristana because it was very valuable. Despite the loss, it's still something that they want to keep their hands on. Udyr, of course, always this trade that is happening. BTS. I don't know. Probably Bikoro doesn't want to go. Jinx is his new love. Apparently, not going for the Kai'Sa anymore. He just default on Jinx despite the Tristana. I don't understand this. And
Flash
also,
is once again going to get Udyr Tristana. That should not be allowed. That is just...
Now, and we're seeing the Gnar priority shoot up in the series as it's the first rotation for BTS. All the counters still on the table, by the way. Irelia could just be picked.
Oh,
for
Jace, yeah.
Jace as well.
Jace could be a thing.
They have so much time to work with. Getting a good
Does
counter
Yoshino
for
play the Jace effectively? Let me check, because Jace is a really strong counter pick into the Gnar, but also requires proficiency on the champion. You can't just pick Jace. You can just also pick Irelia into Gnar, even if it's a great counter pick. You need to be able to play her, and well, TH shows what happens when you don't. Gragas also. Very good pick. It's a neutral pick. He just doesn't lose lane to most top laners. Could also be a flex, so I like here.
It's probably going to be AP Gragas top lane. That's the VCS answer to the Gnar. VCS doesn't really like to play tank Gragas, so I expect this to be Comet, full lane focused AP Gragas, which actually forces Gnar to play pretty defensively, because Mini Gnar only has like 600 HP, the 800 HP at level 5, so he is very prone to getting one-shot by the AP Gnar once he's Gragas, of course, once that Gragas hits level 6 and gets his full combo unlocked. So
quickly, both of you. Third time's the charm. What's the support this time around that's going to stop these 2v2 kills for Tristana coming in?
I mean, Thresh should have been a perfect setup, but he didn't play well, his ADC didn't play well, so I think we are going to see more 2v2 kills.
I'm gonna go on a very hypothetical suggestion, and I would like to see something like the Lulu, for example, because it could provide for...
Janna is better to not die, honestly.
Yeah.
Into Tristana, I think Janna is a little bit better because she can completely invalidate the support, and then Jinx with Janna's shield will always win 1v1 against Tristana. So if you want to go to defensive support, I think Janna is the better option.
Janna also very valuable. All these kind of enchanters that can disengage effectively and also provide for a great great addition to the late game scaling of Jinx and make her into a huge hyper carry. Of course, like in my heart, there's still a spot for the Nami, but I know that it will never happen. Orianna also.
Nami is never going to come in when the enemy team can still pick their melee support. The one time Nami can actually be a good counter pick is when if Flash were to go for something like, it's actually Gragas support. So if Flash here would pick a Janna or maybe a Lulu, then Nami would rise in priority because she's very good into those.
Ooh, I really don't like the Leona. Yeah, the Lulu. Please show me the Lulu. I don't think it's the optimal pick either, but it makes some sort of sense into what BTS want to play, I think.
I kind of disagree. I really don't think Lulu is the answer here. You have gotten killed so many times in lane already, and Lulu does not really do much for disengaging Gragas Tristana in the early game. You have a shield, and you have one CC in the W for one of the two. That's not going to last very long, because you can't max W first in lane. So I really don't think Lulu is the way to go as a disengage support for the 2v2 in the early game. She's very good at disengaging later on in the game, but if you want to pure disengage in lane, I think Janna is always superior.
Unfortunately, Flash banned my pick of Braum, so...
Oh, Braum is actually very decent.
Braum would have been great, but I got banned, so...
Yeah.
Very smart ban.
Leona again, and they're just going to get killed again in bot lane.
I feel the same way. They have a lot of all-in in the bot lane for Flash, and also the counter pick in the top lane. They eventually went for the Jace. I'm confident that Yoshino can play the Jace, so most of this match will revolve around the mid lane, and if BTS can make the Azir buy enough time to then show up during team fights, it's very hard to predict this one. I am putting my money on Flash, because I think this time the bot lane matchup is really favorable, and they have shown that they can take it into a win.
Your way. Give us your prediction. Give us your game time. We know you want to.
I have no idea who's going to win this one, honestly. I think BTS is better on top side today. I think Flash is much better on bot lane. And because I'm the bot laner now, that means I have to predict Flash. It's all bot diff.
All right, it's all bot diff coming out from our analysts. Every day, welcome back to the stage, and we have to see how these compositions play out against each other. BTS
stage? Wow.
Well, sort of. It's, the floor's made of wood. That counts.
Okay. Anyway, let's get on into it. I'm excited. I'm with your way. I have no idea who's going to come out on top of this one. This has been a coin flip of a series, and I don't think Game 3 is going to be any different. The coins will continue to be thrown as Flash make an aggressive move here just to get some vision down in the early game. A good win for them.
So, my take on it. BTS has drafted themselves a very similar composition to last time. They're lacking that little bit of disengage that the Thresh did help with. But if Glory wants to, he has that self-peel of that ultimate. He can try and make up for it a little bit, especially because Flash doesn't have that sort of auto-engage option that they did before with the Rakan and the Malphite. So, I think BTS have a very good chance this time, but it does, as you always said, all depend on this bot lane. Can they make these kills happen? Yoshino also getting off to a kind of a bad start in the sense that he didn't go for the bush start and try and force TH off of CS, so he's going to be getting CS. He's getting experience. He's going to be more than happy to weather this lane.
Yeah, I mean, early on, it is still first range, so Jace can't be as insane. As insanely aggressive, I should say. We'll have to see how Yoshino plays it out, because Game 2 was very, very disappointing from Yoshino. Not what we want to see. It's what you want to just go forward at level 1.
No, he missed like 2 CS. Because he didn't want to push the wave, so he didn't want to get those high health executes, but he just missed the CS instead. So it's just sad to watch. But yes, Yoshino still has that early advantage. He is that Jace. He can, in the early level 1, you really can just go all in onto Gnar and try and force him back, especially with the early pot starts that you're going to get from this longsword. But across the map, just going to be a little bit of farming, a little bit of a lead in the top lane. The early level 2 in the bot lane is going to give big BTS a bit of an advantage. And Olaf heading down towards this bot side. Both junglers starting red. So both of these top laners, these strong side lanes, are going to keep feeling strong.
Yeah, but Udyr is very far ahead in the clear at the moment. Finishing up considerably before the Olaf. Not that that's unexpected, of course. Udyr insanely fast, but it's going to lead to a dive. Oh, this is going to go badly. TH is about to go mega.
Yep.
Using the hop well. Thankfully for Flash, they actually kind of disengage it as soon as the mega is used. They could try and wait the Narbar out. Oh, I don't like what I'm seeing, Marby.
They sort of walk a little bit too far forward to just be like, yes, we're going to go for the redive, but I don't know what they were doing, really. What you should have done is taken, okay, you're mega, now we're going to go go back to our wave, push it up. Meliodas maybe hangs around.
Hang on. Fight over the crab. There's the flash bear slap into the accelerated shock blast, into the hammer. Yoshino getting so much damage in along with Parquet. Now Parquet's got a lovely little blue buff to move into the mid lane, and Glory's fuming.
That's so bad for Glory. He was a little bit ahead, but Parquet sacrificing that wave to just go up, and it actually worked out really well for him because the wave wasn't pushed out quite enough, so it crashed just outside tower range and meant that Parquet didn't actually lose anything. He's down a little bit of CS, but it doesn't matter. He picks up that first blood. Drakthar overextending a little bit to try and fight for that second grab, but didn't have the lane priority in top lane. Parquet, of course, decided to help his jungler anyway and match Glory's roam, so it ends up being a huge advantage for Flash. That gets them off to a good roll. Now Meliodas is more than happy to make his way down to the bot side and help out their push. Let them get a good reset in. Maybe they can look to set up a kill. It was a good trade from them onto the Gragas before, so they're not hurting too badly.
Yeah, they're not doing too badly at all, as there has been another heavy trade up on the top side. Yoshino started with a longsword, so he's actually able to get that serrated dirk on the first back compared to just the Doran's items from TH. So he's accelerating towards his build much faster. Do you have to wonder if he'll go towards the tier? I hope he does. Don't have to get it super early. It's okay that he hasn't already got it, but do want to see it. As Drakthar will spot this engage, but there's a blast cone. Elio there already. But look at the damage coming in onto Drakthar. It just doesn't matter. DivKid's low. Flashing over the wall, though. Now it's on Meliodas to dish out the damage, but with a heal. That should be the back-off call. Oh, but now they're going to be caught in the gates of hell. The Chompers come in. Paulette with really good zoning. Meliodas watching his feet very carefully, and they escape.
Yeah, and we saw that the play was going to happen. BTS even read it, but they didn't bother to rotate Big Koro early enough. They just thought Elio would be enough to dissuade it, but they knew their damage Flash did. They jumped all in onto Drakthar and blew him completely sky high. The base damages from Meliodas is insane. They just burst him down. And the collapse from Glory, it looked alright. It looked like they could do it, but the traps weren't in position properly. Good movement from Meliodas to walk around them, and they end up getting away scot-free.
Yeah, that they do. And Yoshino, still in a very powerful position up on this top side, has that 20 CS lead. This Jace working out very well. And this time, there's no Narbar full. They've got a Parquet in tow, and TH is getting Kemkenned. But with a good hop and a teleport, he outplays, and he gets away.
Very good response from BTS. TH playing these ganks extremely well. He's survived too. He's taken a hit in the CS department, as you'd expect, but that's better than dying. He is not giving a much over. He's just a little bit upset his jungler has given a little bit over. But what can you do? You're just a little nerd trying to make your way in the world. And if the Olaf wants to run it down, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's not much you can. Of course, this Jace is a very powerful pick. Nah can still scale into a team fight threat. We have to see if TH can land those big Nah ultimates that we did see in the first game. But there's a return to the top side. It is Mega Nah. He gets knocked back. He gets bear slapped. And TH is just going to try and buy some time. But the shock blast is shocking. And Yoshino will get that kill, catapulting him even further ahead.
Man, that chicken slap just does so much damage. It's disgusting. It did like a half of that mini Nars health bar, and that's going to be another plate on top of that for Yoshino. Meliodas is making things happen, and Glory goes for it.
Well done.
But the flash is there for Parquet. It is something, though. They can look to return that favor. They can try it again within the next 5 minutes, but
it's hard now, because Glory used his flash as well. It wasn't just... Observers! Come on! As DivKid gets the kill. Oh, my word. Drakthar arrives. Paulette has to find a way out. A little bit of alcove gaming. But Meliodas coming in. This means they want to go for the turnaround, but Paulette didn't quite read it in the same way, so the back off from Elio is allowed, but it's still the one kill over to DivKid.
Yeah, Meliodas mostly just there to dissuade the counter kill. And so if they overcommit to Paulette, they end up losing even more. Glory taking a really bad trade somewhere along the way there. But that engage from Paulette straight onto Big Koro. It's another 2v2 kill for this bot lane. They are just smurfing all over BTS.
The bot diff in this series has been disgusting.
And I don't think this time they're going to let...
Elio caught out. It's another satchel charge being pumped up. DivKid wants to go in. He's exhausted, but he's already got that first kill. Now they're chasing onto Drakthar. Flashes the wall.
Meliodas don't
already on cooldown. Meliodas does not stop. Straight back over. Oh no. Disaster continues to strike, and this is looking like game one.
And here we see it's a good engage into Plat. And Elio, he is never able to respond. He is standing so far away from his AD carry. He cannot peel as a Leona with that distance between them. Your main peel tool is the Q, not the E. You can't rely on that to peel. So you actually have to group up. You want to play completely differently to sort of how you would normally play a Leona, as in looking for these engage angles. You have been losing. You need to play on the defensive. Let Glory, let TH try and win the game. I mean, it's a little bit hard with TH at the moment, but let Glory try and win the game. Just try and wait till late game. That's when you start to win. You've got a better front line. You've got a better mid lane carry come 6 items.
Yeah.
And
I don't think Flash lets them get all the way to 6 items. That would be a bit of an int.
I don't know, it happened last game.
True, but I think BTS actually were in control for most of the game, to be fair.
True.
This is much more dominant from Flash. I like seeing Yoshino back on a carry pick, particularly up against teams like BTS. Yoshino's a good player. He's, maybe he can't keep up with the likes of Kiaya, but no one really can. Up against someone like TH, yeah, let him play the Jace. Let him flex his skills and actually pop off and be a real point of power.
And that said, BTS, they realize they're losing across the map, so they make the swap. I really do like this. You do end up losing a lot on the bot. You are going to lose a lot of plates on the bot side, but you are going to lose those anyway. This is just protecting your Jinx and trying to get her what gold she can. Unfortunately, it is a Jace, and Jace is really sort of that pseudo AD carry that can just sort of stand up toe-to-toe and just let things happen.
This tower goes down.
This tower does go down, which really bites. If TH had gotten there a little bit earlier, they can sort of hold on that tower a little bit, try and keep these lanes separate. But now DivKid just gets to instantly rotate. They can't even hide the Jinx to scale, and it all falls apart because BTS just a little bit slow on their rotation from TH.
Yeah, I think a little bit slow is definitely the adjective I would use for BTS so far. As they do manage to get some alone time with this top tower Draxar there. They do have a Jinx. They also have a Rift Herald. I think they will trade this tower back. So a little bit of gold to Big Koro, but it's nothing compared to what Tristana got. These are shared plates. It's a shared tower, and it's not the first one. So it's nice for Big Koro. It's something, but it's not enough.
So what they need to do is try and shove this Herald into getting a second charge, so TH has time to rotate, and then you swap your bot lane back around with him, and it makes sure that you get to keep that protection up, and then look to trade the towers top and bottom again. But this is but again, they're being very slow with their positioning of TH. TH is just hanging out, trying to making sure he wants to catch this wave. And it's gonna mean that there's a lot of extra free time for DivKid to wail on this tower uncontested. They're actually just bringing the lane back in. They think they're in a position that they can keep fighting the 2v2, and that's just wrong. There's a whole Kraken Slayer there. You've got a Noon Quiver and a pickaxe.
Yeah, it's brutal. As Glory gets chunked out, needs to be careful. Yoshino going forward has a lot of burst, but don't want to go under the tower. DivKid getting more plates. I mean, normally Flash is the victim of the horrible Herald swaps and the horrible ADCs getting a million plates, but this time they've learned, and it's DivKid benefiting.
And it's... Oh, never mind. Don't mind me. A Glory brain positioning!
Glory! That's some absolutely big brain Emperor's dividing. Emperor's long division right there. Getting the kill onto DivKid. No way for that Tristana to get out. It's not over as Yoshino does move in. They need to be careful of any accelerated shock blast. TH and Glory very low. As the zap comes in, there it is. It only whips onto Elio though. Leona not the priority target. And BTS look like they can evacuate.
Unfortunately, they haven't really got the health bars. They have a little bit on Big Koro, so they may be able to save this tower. There is another wave coming in, though, so they have to be a little bit careful. Glory returning to the mid lane. But yeah, they looked like they were going to lose out on this again with Big Koro just sort of fumbling around. His support left him to wander the forest, but Glory makes up for it. He finds his way into this backline and cuts off DivKid's means of escape. They kick off the very fed Tristana. Unfortunately, goes over to Draxar, and then the escape is good. They have a big enough front line to just eat the damage from Yoshino, and good peel with the zap to make sure the chase can't come through.
Yeah, it was very, very well played there. BTS fighting back well, but they are still very far in the hole as a teleport being used. They want to catch this bot lane. There's a lot of speed buffs. Can they find Elio? Can Elio just get close enough before they get under the tower? No.
Well, he could have gone under the tower. He's tanky enough, but he chooses not to. Makes sense. There's a lot of follow-up CC from Jinx and the Tristana, but we have to be a little bit careful. They are going to get that tower out of it this bot lane push is not fast enough to counter.
Not even close.
Not even close. So that's
TH has been useless this game.
that's just how it is in top when a counter pick actually works. It's coming up good for Jace so far. Nah, just sort of scaling up, not really going to be useful until he gets a few more items under his belt and gets to get into these team fights. But in these sort of minor skirmishes around turrets and these map rotation plays, it's not working out for them. Big Kuro once again being left completely alone. You cannot do this to your Jinx.
Yeah, flashing over. The barrel is just an absolute party barrel. But Jinx does manage to flash away. It's actually a flash for a flash, as Meliodas used his as well.
Yeah, but it's
going to
just
be another
tower,
tower. Yeah, it's just another tower.
They're going to try and trade it for this mid lane, but there's enough wave clear on Tristana that she can probably just drop something down. And I mean, at the very least, they don't have a very fast tower take. So look at the collapse coming in from
the flank.
They have to give it up.
Yeah, they can't mess with this flank coming in. Parquet on the prowl as well. So that is not going to be the mid lane tower taken down.
And you have to look at where they're rotating around the map. Ilio is going off for sort of wanders into the jungle, but he's wandering way, way, way too far away from Jinx, and no one is on that sort of side of the map to help defend him. Flash are realizing this and just overloading as a unit, and that is meaning Big Kuro cannot look to wave clear with the rockets. That's another tower going down. He does well enough. He does very good with the flash to keep himself safe, but it's just Flash, first to the place, making things happen, and they are getting away with much more in these trades than BTS is.
Yeah, they're coming out like absolute robber barons. The real big dogs on the Rift as they do go up to this 5k gold lead at 17 minutes. You love to see it. Meliodas moving over to a Rift Herald, securing another objective for
and look at the rest of the map.
Champions.
Yoshino and Paulette making their way down to this Dragon rather. There's no response from BTS. They cannot push out any vision. They have 2 wards and they are covering their buffs. They are so shallow that they are not able to realize, oh, Rift Herald's going on. We can try and force for this dragon. Now Rift Herald's down. They are in no position to respond. They're in fact hanging around their topside jungle, faffing about. And it's just, okay, 3 objectives for Melly. He's going to have a grand old time.
Yeah, this is just Meliodas just practicing his Udyr rotation, really making sure that his forehead can smash all of the keys at once. You love to see it, as he will pick up this Cloud Drake and move them up to 2 stacks. Not a lot of focus has been put towards the Dragons, obviously, with the second one going down at 18 minutes. Soul is still a long way away. We do move to the Infernal Rift, though, as Glory has a bit of a farm up the top side. We need to see Big Kuro and Glory scaling, because that's the BTS's only chance.
Yeah, and it's really, 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 really unfortunate that their big kill, their big shutdown went to their most useless member in Drakthar. He does not scale. You'd want Olaf to get ahead, but you want Olaf to be getting ahead by getting the rest of his team ahead. You want him to be making ganks, making things happen, finding these skirmishes and accelerating his team. Not sort of stealing the scraps that your team is getting on the table that have fallen off Flash's feast, and it's just a disaster. Like, cool, he has a gore drinker and a phage. That's great. They're not gonna help a lot as the game goes on because he's just gonna die before he gets to do anything. He's gonna press Ragnarok, go, haha, you cannot CC me. Oh, you just killed me with auto attacks. Thanks, Div. Good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. This is the 2-item Tristana now. Basically an entire item ahead of Big Kuro, that Phantom Dancer. Pretty much straight up comparative to the Runons, in terms of price at least. And, I mean, look how much damage he's going to be doing. DivKid is basically unstoppable. Big Kuro really can't keep up. Desperately needs that Runons to be complete to have some impact with the Rocket AoE. It's hard for BTS. I think this is on Flash to throw, not BTS to win.
Yep, it's all up to BTS. Flash has to... it's all up to Flash, really. Flash are in complete control. Completely in the driver's seat, but
TH fight Drakthar. Yeah, TH can't rejoin this as Drakthar trying to turn it around. Meliodas almost loses that fight, but with Div Kid coming into reinforce. Oh, Rocket!
Oh, that's what you want, baby. Jack, Big Car picking up a free kill off that fight, ending up with some gold in his pocket, making up for it. Now he can move and try and catch up to Div Kid, but it's still dire straits for them. They lost that jungle fight. Yoshino and TH had a scrap, and it didn't work out for TH. He got a lot of good damage down up front, but then the waddle away, he just kind of gets clapped back. And it's still rough for them. And what's really going on here is two fights, TH trying to kill Yoshino. And Drakthar does have a lot of damage and a lot of healing. Look at that burst healing from the Gore Drinker, but it's a 2v1. He can't do anything, and Big Car just a very nice snipe.
Well done.
Very
That's
nice.
what we want. Yep, that's what we want. That's good. Gold to Big Coro is exactly what BTS wants. He is their biggest and best hope.
Okay, but now I get to complain. Now I get to complain.
Okay.
I do not really like this Ludens on the Orianna. I don't mind it so much on Glory. I think there are better options. But I really just think go Everfrost. You are looking... You don't really need to be a big carry threat. You've got a Jace and a Tristana that are already off to the races. So just be a little bit more supportive. You still do a lot of damage with the Everfrost, but gives you more CC potential, gives you bigger shields because of that extra AP. And I just think it's just a bit of a mistake. It's not a major issue, but I want to complain.
Yeah, fair enough. As Paulette has taken a lot of damage, Drakthar still playing very threatening. He is, he's a very weak Olaf. He's not going to scale, but he is sort of in his power moment. TH is dead. As Div Kid just comes over the wall, uses the clank. Flash and hop.
Oh, not quite.
The correct direction, though, to get away, and the rocket comes in. Paulette just says, whoa, what tickled me? As he has to now flash blast cone as well. Double blast cone. He's going for a flight, but Flash
Loving
does
that,
do
loving that
evacuate.
Infernal Rift. Yeah, very, very good collapse onto TH, making advantage of the pressure Yoshino is putting out, and they are just completely picking one side, warding the crap out of it, and then making sure they just roam between these two lanes. Playing 2 lanes instead of 3, only really setting up these slow pushes in the top wave so that they don't lose out on too much. But they are utilizing this great, pushing up both lanes and rotating into the side lane and killing the isolated TH. He's only died twice despite a lot of extra attempts. So good work on his part for the most of it, but when there are times he just can't do anything about it, and those times end up punishing. But now it's looking to be a bit of a 5v5, no rage bar builds.
Yeah,
Posture, very even.
Yeah, it is, but there's a shock blast, but it's only got in onto the tanks. Not super valuable damage there out of the Yoshi. Needs to be doing a little bit more. The dragon going low, but Meliodas getting close, and there it is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The safe hands of Meliodas bringing down the smite. Paulette using the barrel, knocking people towards him. TH is about to go mega, but it doesn't matter because he's got a satchel charge. Look at all of the damage coming through. He knocks the buster shot back. Oh my word, it's a massacre in the rift. Cut the tape. Oh my god, in a flash, BTS have been removed.
30 seconds, but no wave, so they can't quite push for the win. They are going to get this inhibitor. They might still go for it if they get a little bit.
I think they win. They have Tristana coming as well. Oh no,
they're turning away.
Moving to Baron. They're moving to Baron.
They're going to play it safe. They don't want to risk the kill under the Nexus turret, so they're going to just try and peel off of the Baron. They should be able to go down before there's any response from BTS, but they clean house. They even get the smite. There is nothing for BTS, and that Meliodas, come on, man, you can't do him like that. You just can't do him like that. That's just rude. I don't know what to say.
That buster shot was insane.
It was disgusting. It was foul.
That was... I can't give him credit for that being intentional. But surely, oh my word, I hope it was. Look at this buster shot. Once it comes in, you just have to keep your eyes on Div Kid. He'll put up... He puts a satchel charge onto TH. Just keep an eye on him. This is amazing. So the satchel charge on him, bang! It hits all 5 members. Oh my god! I have to go change my pants.
Yeah, it's so good. And, like, at that point, it's a completely lost team fight. Glory tries to salvage what he can.
And Glory's dead.
As I was saying, he tries to salvage it with the Emperor's Divide, but it does not matter. The damage is done. They cannot follow up on it. Now they have the Baron. Now they have the open mid lane. And now Flash is stopping the backs. Only Big Korra has made it back to the base in time. There's a teleport coming in from TH, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's not interrupted. This should be enough to hold.
Oh, it doesn't matter. No, Flash disagrees because they're calling in a teleport of their own. TH is going to move forward using the Gnar. They're just going to fight them in the base, and Big Korra gets down. There's a big shockwave as well, taking down the Gnar on the other side, and Olaf has a lot of shields and can run for a long time. But when you're just running on your fountain, it doesn't matter. Div Kid waves that white flag. Flash will pick up the series. They are taking the big step to dodging relegations, and BTS have to be sweating. I will be bidding you good night, but I will be taking you straight over to the VCS English analyst desk. Take it away, lads.
Well, fellas, it is insane. Flash come up big in that third game. Take us away, boys. I'll give it to you away first. How did it happen? How'd it happen? We know how it happened.
I mean, it was bot div, as I said. It's just, the whole series is just bot div. What an insane performance from Div Kid Gap, indeed. Not in the best way in game 2, but in the best way possible in game 3. What a Tristana. That last explosion at the Dragon fight was beautiful to watch. I don't think I've ever seen such Tristana play in pro play. That's something people haven't really experimented with. Using the ES AoE to hit everyone. Just, it looked like a Zillion bomb to me. Insane.
We need to stop banning Seraphine so we get Zillions. Anyway, back.
It was impressive. Like, what a way to end the game. Like, we knew from the early game that Flash has accrued, especially through winning both side lanes, that it was going to be a very hard game for BTS to win. But on top of that, when you style on the enemies with that kind of moves, that has to feel good. And what a way to save yourself from the relegation. Flash has got to feel really good after this match and after this play.
Yeah, and with that, they go up in the standings. They are technically tied in series score, but it is a 2-0 head-to-head for Flash, and that will put them in a firm 7th position. Coming up for these teams, though, they have a little bit of a hard time. GARM is still on the books for BTS. I'm not 100% sure on Flash's schedule off the top of my head, but it's still not the easiest. But
both teams play Team Secret, and Team Secret is a team that could lose a series here or there. Yeah, they are supposed to be a good team, but Team Secret, we know them. They are very streaky, so Flash upsetting Team Secret is definitely possible. Even BTS winning a series, so it's not entirely over. That's the beauty of the series. It gives Flash a huge advantage, but BTS can still come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So mathematically, both teams are still in. It's just very unlikely given the track record of their opposition in the next matches. Anyway, these for both teams was the clutch match. Flash came out on top, so most of the relief has to be now.
Yeah. And unfortunately for BTS, their hopes of a miracle run are well and truly dead. Now that there's not even a mathematical chance they get into playoffs. But we will be back very shortly with the next match. Another vital match for your playoffs. It is Secret versus Cerberus.
Oh,
Stick
yeah.
around.
I can't wait.
See you in half an hour. Give or take.